Alright, now let's go. Unit 1, the man-made environment. Reading. In this unit, you will learn how to. Nhi, read that. Yes, guys, after reading this, do you understand everything? Yes or no? Yes. Anything you don't understand, please ask. No? So this is what we need to learn, okay? Skim a text quickly to understand the general idea. Scan the text for specific information to answer short answer questions. Use skimming and scanning to locate the answer quickly. Understand and produce paraphrasing. Use the present continuous and present simple correctly. Yeah, so this is what we have to learn. Yeah, if you don't have any question, then just move on. Lead in. Exercise 1. TOEIC, read that. Yes, a common topic in the exam is home. Yes, it's very common. Even in speaking or writing or something, you will see this a lot. Put these words under the correct heading in the table. So we have all the words here, and we have some headings here. Location, building type, style, rooms, parts of a room, materials. So you need to fill in all the words here. Very easy, right? Do it fast. need to write all the answers in the table, okay? So we can learn. After today, we have a lot of words to describe all of these things, like locations, building type, style, rooms, something like that. Alright guys, now let's fix this. So for location, what do we have? Beach. Yes, remote island. Yeah, guys, I want to hear the answer from all of you, not just one of you. You understand? We are practicing English, please. Again, location, what do we have? City center. Yeah, what else? Countryside. Yeah. Yeah, mountains. All right, so all right, we go one by one. Okay, so location, we have 5 of them. We have beach, city center, mountains, countryside, remote island. Okay, remote island. And for building type, we have apartment, towing. Yeah, bungalow. Yeah, bungalow only. Yeah, each one of you should tell me one. Bungalow. Ngọc Anh. Mansion. What else? Thiên Nga. Yeah, skyscraper. Thơ. Castle. What else? Home. Apartment is there. You don't know. Huy. Tự. We need one more. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, style. Style. Nhi. Glamorous. Owing. Modern. Yes. Go on. Simple. Next. Traditional. Yeah. Spacious. Spacious. Okay. Rooms. What do we have? Home. What? Dining room. Yes. Huy. Gym. Yes. Tự. Garage. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, garage. I think we should put in rooms, not in building type, right? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. We just need to know the word. It's fine. Next. Yeah, cellar. Parts of a room. Ceiling, yes. Window, yeah. Floor. Yeah, staircase. Materials. Leader or ladder, okay? Stone. Marble, yeah. Wood, okay? Yes? All right. Now, tell me, which word you don't understand? I think you understand most of them already, right? Which one you don't understand? Okay, tự, tell me, bungalow, what does that mean?
It means a house is have from one floor above by wood.
Yeah, kind of a house that usually only has only one story. Okay, like kind of a wooden house. Okay, that usually has only one story or one level, and sometimes with a smaller upper story sat in the roof. Okay, and windows, things like that. Huy, mansion, what does that mean?
Mansion means the house have pool and
Have poor? Poor. No. Totally wrong. We don't say mention for something poor. No. What?
House swimming pool, and it is very big to rich people.
Yeah. A very large, expensive house. Yes. Okay. A very large, expensive house. Yeah. For rich people, of course. Yes. I heard something like poor. Swimming pool, right? Yeah, pool, not poor. Okay. Glamorous. Ngọc Anh. Thiên Nga. Guys, when I ask you, if you don't understand anything, just ask me. You didn't ask, and now I'm asking you, and you can't answer. Why is that? Thư. Glamorous. Guys, why? Why didn't you ask? If you don't understand something, you must ask. Someone, please. Tôi. Glamorous means luxury, not luxury, luxurious, and modern. Yeah, kind of, yes. But we understand it like it's very attractive. It's very attractive. Yeah, you can understand like attractive in a kind of a special way because of it's very special. It's very beautiful. Things like that. Okay, special, beautiful, glamorous. Okay. Seller. Nhi. Win. Wine. Oh my God. Yeah, a room under the ground floor of a building. Okay. Only for, again, for big houses only. Yeah. And normally for rich houses. Okay. For expensive houses, normally they have a room under the ground floor. Okay. Usually used for storing things. Maybe we keep some items, but normally here they just keep wine or something. Yeah. A cellar. Yeah, most of them you understand, so we can move forward and try to memorize all the words here. Okay. If you don't know anything, and then you just need to learn. Hương, staircase, what does that mean? Can you speak louder, please? Otherwise, no one can hear you except yourself. Yeah, it shows that you understand the word, okay, but you couldn't really explain it well, but I know you understand. Okay, it's just a set of stairs inside a building, okay, usually with a bar fixed on the wall, and then you use that to go up and down different floors, that's all. Alright, now let's move forward. Exercise 2. Ngọc Anh, read that.
In pair, use the vocabulary from exercise 1 to help you describe your dream house.
Yeah. Yes, in pairs, use the vocabulary from exercise 1 to help you describe your dream dream home. Yes. Okay, my dream house would be on the beach near the sea. You see that? So guys, when we look at all of the vocabulary here, they're not there just for fun, you know, they are there to help us to talk about some particular topics, yeah? And in this case, we are talking about our dream home or dream house. Got it? So you can look at, have a look at the example here. My dream house would be on the beach near the sea. It would be a simple bungalow with wooden floors. It would have a large dining room, blah, blah, blah. So you can think about that. Or you can write about it first before speaking. It's fine for me, yeah? But one thing I would like to tell you, I would like to ask you, can someone explain to me why do we need to use would be? You see, would be, can you understand, can you underline all of them? Would be, would have, blah, blah. Underline them all. See that? My dream house would be, underline that. And then you see on the beach near the sea, it would be a simple bungalow with wooden floors. It would have. Why do we need to make it so complicated, guys? Why don't we say something like, my dream house is on the beach near the sea. It is a simple bungalow with wooden floors. It is a large, it has a large dining room. Why don't we do that? Why do we have to use this? So complicated, right? Why?
It's not a practical story. We just talk about what we were thinking about, imagine about the dream house. So we need to use would be.
Exactly. Yeah, very good. Good answer. Yes, because it's not real, right? It's not practical. Yeah, it's not for real. We are dreaming, right? It's not real. So we cannot just use the simple present tense, present tense here, right? We need to use something like to say that, okay, this is just our imagination. Okay, we are dreaming or we are thinking about something which doesn't happen yet. Okay. All right, guys. So we need to use something like would be, would have. To use the word would or could and something there, yeah? Or it would be, would should be the best, yeah? Now do it. You can take your time to write it, write a very short essay or something. No, essay is too long, maybe just a few lines, yeah? 4 or 5 lines, something like that, and then you tell your friends, okay? Go. And please try to use most of or some of the words here from exercise 1, okay? Whatever we have just learned, we need to use them. Otherwise you can never get familiar with them, yeah? So just use them. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't care, just use them. If you think, oh, it should be glamorous or simple, traditional, modern or spacious, things like that. when you finish, just tell me, all right? So I want to hear from you all. Tự finished? Yes? Okay. Good. Now tell me.
Tell all.
Yeah, you just read that. So everyone, guys, can you just listen to him? Okay, and maybe you will get some idea. Okay, go.
My dream home, my dream home would be in the city center. It would be better if it is designed like a mansion, and it would be include many rooms, such as a large dining room to have tasty meals every day, and a wine cellar to have many types of wine to invite friends. To have a party in my own houses, in my own house. It will be necessary to have my personal rooms to serve my hobby. For example, a sleeping room designed like CEO's rooms with a modern style, and a gym rooms to doing exercise in my spare time as well. Everything is connected by a marble floor and logical staircase to move around easily and conveniently.
Very good. Good job. Well done. Yes. Okay. I want to hear something like that, guys. Yeah. Yeah. Take your time. Put in enough time and effort to do something valuable and tell me. Okay. Good. Who's next? Someone else? Doing finished? Yes? Okay. Tell us. Louder, please. Louder, louder. Loud and clear. Go.
I have been dreaming about my house in the future many times. I think it would be on a hill or somewhere which is peaceful and fresh, like countryside. It would be the modern house, and it has two floors.
It would have two floors. Okay.
It would have two floors.
Uh-huh.
It might have a garage. I think so. Inside my house, it would have a big bedroom and also a spacious bedroom, which would be decorated by myself. My house would have many windows, so it could receive the sunlight and make my house cozier. Finally, I think it would be very beautiful.
Good. Oh my God. Thanks. Good. Yes, I want to hear something like that. Who else? Tiếng Nga finished?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, go. Tell me, why do you need me to call you?
My dream house would be a simple apartment in city center with one wooden floor, because it would be convenient for me to buy things or go to the supermarket. It would be a spacious place with a large living room, modern kitchen for me to cook every day, and a small dining room. Because it is an apartment, so there won't be any staircase. Instead of there would be one spacious and basic bedroom with a small balcony where I can sightsee every day or do the laundry. Especially plant some tree there and
Mm-hmm. Okay. Not so bad. It's okay. Acceptable. Someone else, please. No? Are you finished? Not yet?
Yes, not yet.
Okay. Thư? Okay. Nhi finished? Not yet? Okay. Ngọc Anh? 5 more minutes, alright? guys?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, now I want to hear more. Hui, your turn.
My dream house would be in the city center. It would be mansions with a modern style. Around my house would have many trees and flower and swimming pool. Inside would have a large dining room and chef to cook for me to eat every day and helper help me to do housework. In the living room would have a billiard table and video game to entertain. That's all.
Okay, it's alright, acceptable, not so bad. Yeah? Someone else, please. Someone else, please. Nhi finished? Okay, go.
My dream house would be in the countryside. It would be a modern duplex with marble floors. It would have a small garden outside the house with a lot of flowers and roses for Hollywood to get to relax after a tired day. The inside of the house is very glamorous with a large kitchen with full of facilities. Because me and my mother really keen on cooking. Moreover, it would have three special bedrooms for my room. It would have a small balcony for me to enjoy the fresh air.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that, but your voice is still not good enough. You need to do something to improve it, okay? Need to do something, that's a must. Otherwise, you can hardly communicate with people, and also just to make sure to get the high score on the speaking test. It's really hard. Guys, for those of you who speak just softly, please be careful. Alright? So don't be surprised if you get a very low point because of that. Ngọc Anh, câu.
In my dream house, in near the beach, I would build the castle by stone and use marble to make floors. It would have two floors. In first floor, it have a big living room, and next to that have the kitchen and dining room. I would use the staircase to go to the second floor. In here would have a large bedroom and a big window to seeing the sea view in the morning or in the evening.
Okay. Yeah, it's alright, acceptable. Thư.
My dream house would be in the city center. It would be a glamorous mansion with spacious cellar and a guest can come and relax. It also have a single dining room with marble elements, and I can spend all day cooking. A modern garage help me rotate my car in the best way. A gym with wooden floors and sliding glass window make me interested in health protection.
Go on. That's it? Okay. It's alright, acceptable, not so bad. Hương.
My dream house would be near the beach, which would have a beautiful view to see dawn and sunset. It would be a mansion with marble floors and would have simple styles mixed with modern styles, make it more rustic and to make it not complex. It would have a
Thiên Nga, could you hear that? No, right? Ngọc An, could you hear that 100%? Hmm? My God. Okay, now let's move on. I can't hear that clearly. Mấy bạn nào nói nhỏ các bạn phải làm sao để cải thiện giọng nói nha, không phải đến lúc thi các bạn mới bùng nổ rồi la lên nha, you understand? Cái gì mà cứ lý nha lý nhí ngồi cái phòng chút xíu mà nghe không nổi luôn. Alright, now let's move on to the next exercise. First of all, just read the note here. Skimming and scanning. Thiên Nga, read that.
Skimming and scanning are important reading techniques which are very useful in IELTS as time is limited in the exam. Skimming and scanning help you to find the answers you need quickly. You skim a text quickly to understand the general idea. You can scan a text quickly in order to find specific information.
Yes. Do you all understand this?
Yes.
That is a very simple question, guys, and I can't hear, or I don't hear any answer at all. Why is that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, so you understand, right? So here you just need to distinguish between skimming and scanning. So skimming is for what? Thư. What's the difference? Because if we translate it into Vietnamese, we see that it has very similar meanings, right? But they distinguish very clearly between skimming and scanning. Now, skimming, what does that mean? You said that you understand it completely, and now I just asked a very simple question. Skimming, what does that mean? You don't know.
Like you read it in the very quick way.
No. Huy, help us to understand the differences between skimming and scanning.
Skimming is mean you read fast to understand the main idea, and scanning is mean you read slow to find information.
It's wrong. The first one is correct, the second one is wrong. Someone else, please. Nhi.
Skimming to understand the main word and scanning to find specific information.
Yeah, kind of almost. Someone else, please. Tôi.
Skim is you read quickly to find to take order. Main idea and skim is you read quickly but more careful to find information like the word.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah, a bit better. Guys, skimming and scanning here, you can read the last two sentences here. They say you skim a text quickly to understand the general idea. That means that you don't know where to find the answer, right? So you need to skim. I mean, you read through everything very quickly to get a general idea, and then you say, oh, okay, here. The answer should be somewhere here, right? Or at least you get the main idea or the general idea of the whole passage or the whole article or something like that. So that means skimming. How about scanning? Here's where you got it wrong. For scanning, you also have to read very quickly, not slowly. Okay? You scan a text quickly. You still have to, for reading, you have to do everything quickly, fast. Okay? But for what? In order to find specific information. So that means that in general, that means you start with skimming first. You skim through everything, you read through everything very fast to figure out the location of the answer. Okay? And then you say, okay, here, the answer should be somewhere here. And at that time, you need to do scanning. That means you also read quickly, but you have to read the entire things carefully to understand not only the main idea, not the general idea anymore, but for the specific information. You must understand clearly in details of that one. Do you understand? Yeah? So for everything you have to do is fast, because you don't have time. So you have to skim quickly to figure out the location, to get the general idea. And then you know, okay, like from this paragraph, the answer should be there, right? So you scan, that means you also have to read very quickly, but you read in details. You read in details, not too fast anymore, but it's still fast, but you read in detail and try to understand everything completely. Okay? All right, now exercise 3. Thử read that.
For each activity, decide whether you would use skimming or scanning.
Yes, for each activity, decide whether you would use skimming or scanning. So this here is just a small exercise to help you understand this. Okay, when you should use skimming and when you should use scanning. So check. For example, like number 1, looking up a word in the dictionary. Okay, that's scanning. Do it. Finished? Okay, number 1 has been done for you. Number 1, looking up a word in the dictionary. Scanning. Why? Why do you need to do scanning here and not skimming? Why? Yes, that means here you have to read in details to understand everything there. Very specific. Okay? Looking up a word in the dictionary, scanning, that means you need the details. So remember guys, scanning goes with details. And skimming, just like go through. Okay? Alright, number 2, Ngọc Anh. Yeah, skimming. Browsing the internet for the latest news stories. That is skimming. For example, like you browsing, that means you just turn on some websites and then you check, read through everything, okay, some news, and then you say, oh, this one is interesting. But that just you go through everything. You didn't read that in details. You understand? You just go through all of the websites. You browse the internet, I mean, you go through all of the websites for the latest news stories. Okay, but you didn't read. You don't read the news stories in details yet. You understand? So that means it is skimming. Number 3.
Choosing a book from a library or bookshop. Scanning.
No, that is skimming, not scanning. Why is that? Why choosing a book from a library or bookshop is skimming?
Just look through the library and bookshop and just pick one.
Actually, you just look at the titles. You understand? You go through all the book, like you go, oh, this one look okay, maybe interesting or something, and then you look this. You just go through them. You don't read them in details. You understand? So that means you just go skimming. Yeah. So that's why they say choosing a book from a library or a bookshop. You just skimming, right? You read through maybe very quickly to see, oh, just see some, oh, do they have a lot of pictures or something? Do I look like I like it or something? Of course, imagine you go to a bookshop and you go to a bookshop, for instance. Can you just stay there and read everything in details? No, right? You just go through everything and see, oh, maybe this one is interesting, and you buy it. You understand? So that means it is skimming. Now, number 4.
Finding a particular news story in a newspaper. Skimming.
No, that is scanning, not skimming. Again, finding a particular news story in a newspaper. So that means now you have a newspaper right in front of you, okay? And now you need to look for, or you finding a particular, I mean a specific news story, and you read that. It's scanning, okay? Because that is in detail, it is specific, guys. Scanning means specific details. Remember those two things, and you understand scanning. For skimming, just general. Go through, general. Just understand like that. For a particular news story, they use the word particular news story. So that means that you search the whole newspaper. Of course, you don't read all, okay? You look for the one you want to read, and you read that carefully. So that is scanning. Now, number 5. So it's scanning. Finding the price. If you look at, guys, if you look at the prices of all the products there, that means skimming. Okay? But finding the price of a product, that means of a specific product, right? In a catalog, so that is scanning, not skimming. That is for specific. Okay? If you just go through the list and then you see, okay, you check the one with the lowest price, that means skimming. You don't care about the products, you don't care anything, you just look through everything, and then you say, oh, this one has the lowest price, so that is skimming. But you search for a particular product, like I'm searching for a cup of coffee, or I'm searching for a sandwich, or something like that. So you're searching for a specific thing, so you are scanning. Number 6.
Looking through a magazine for an interesting article. This is skimming.
Yeah, skimming. Looking through. You see, looking through. Go through a magazine. That means you go through the whole magazine, and you're searching for an interesting article. I mean, you go through everything. You look at the topic titles and the titles or something, the topic sentences, and you say, oh, this one may be interesting, and then you choose it, but you didn't read that in detail. Okay? You just go through everything. Just like when you open a kind of a newspaper, maybe online newspaper, just the same. You just go through all the articles, right? You look at all the titles, and then you choose the one you want to read. Yeah, you're still going through. You don't read that in details yet. Okay, but from the newspaper, you are searching for a specific name, like maybe like some hot topic or like about the exam, or like the content of the exam, which student just took a couple of days ago, something like that. So it's very specific. Scanning, got it? And then you read that in detail. So that's scanning. All right, guys. So next time we will continue with this. Yeah.